So you want to get rich and level up fast? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've come to the right place. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get a ton of shards and XP to level up fast and get any items you want in the game. Now, this will be on the tad cheesy side, but if you're looking for just some quick money to be able to buy an item in the game, or some levels for some skill points to get that skill that you've been looking for, can we just take a second to appreciate how freaking beautiful this game is? Oh my god. Good lord. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty easy method. You can do this pretty much as soon as you get into the Forbidden West. So if you're really early in the game and you just kind of want to advance to make it a little bit easier for yourself, then this is the video for you. Now, there is a couple different ways to make this work, and we're going to go over both, and it can get a little cheesy. So if you don't mind cheese, then you're going to have some fun with this one. Now, the first thing that we're going to need to do is travel to a new location. And for those of you that don't know, if you go to one of the campfires, you can actually fast travel for free, which is super nice. So that's something to keep in mind, because there's campfires literally everywhere. So you should never have to spend your actual like fast travel things unless you absolutely need to. Now, the thing we're going to be farming up is this Thunderjaw site. Now, if you don't know exactly where it is, if you come out of Barren Light and follow this road down, and then to the south a little bit, you're going to run into this Thunderjaw. Now, this is going to be what we farm up. Now, the location I recommend unlocking is this shelter here, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, this shelter will give you access to being able to progress time, gives you a workbench and your stash. So literally everything you could need, and you can see the Thunderjaw from this location. Now, we're going to be farming this Thunderjaw up, and you can actually cause them to spawn as much as you want, and it's extremely easy. Now, the reason we're farming up this Thunderjaw is because there's some mountains right here that we can climb on top of to where it can't really hit us. It's actually just a pretty nice location. I'm almost wondering if they put it here on purpose as something for players to be able to farm up, because it's just like the perfect spot for this. When I first found this Thunderjaw, it clapped me. It murdered me dead so hard. But then I was like, man, there's this mountain right here. And if I just stand on top of it, there's not much it can do, right? Which is super duper nice. And there's a couple of attacks that it does have that you're going to want to be cognizant of. But we can look at here. So it's weak versus purge water and acid damage. So you're going to want to make sure to bring acid arrows. It's got plenty of weak points here. But the ones that we're going to be attacking specifically are on its back. These are detachable, and it's a usable weapon for us. So depending on how you're playing, this could be super advantageous. But you can kind of scroll through and see all of the different weak points. The tail is detachable and has legendary loot. So if you're not playing on like story mode, then you're going to want to break off the tail before you kill it. So just kind of look through all these different items. You can see what is available, and then we're just going to murderize this thing. One of my favorite skills in the game is to be able to knock more than one arrow. Now, if you don't have this particular skill, if you go into the skills, it's going to be under the hunter tree, and there's one for each weapon. So you have the triple notch for the bow, and then you've got another triple notch. I believe it's under the warrior tree for the warrior bow, but for this one, we're going to be using the hunter bow, and this allows you to triple notch any arrow that you have available for your weapon. Since we need acid, we're just going to shoot this thing in one of its weak points here and try and get it overloaded with acid real quick. I completely missed. And then once it's overloaded with acid, I'm just going to triple notch a couple different things here. And we're just going to try and break off these weapons. Now, once you break off these weapons, you could jump down and just completely destroy it, because those are extremely powerful weapons. But I think they count as explosive damage, which means they won't actually break off the parts. They'll destroy the parts. And the parts are what we want to be able to make a lot of money on. Oh my god, I cannot aim. Sweet baby Jesus. So yeah, those ranged attacks there are really the only ones that it's going to be able to hit you with. So keep that in mind. And then it's also going to shoot these laser beams in the air that'll like launch rockets at you, which is a super duper deadly. But yeah, it's a bit cheesy to fight it up here, but like I said, if you don't mind cheese, it's a great way to be able to farm up these items that drop off of this. You get about 4,000 XP per kill, and you can just level up really, really quickly. Maybe you just want to enjoy playing through the game without having to worry about farming all the time and stuff like that. So there's definitely reasons to do this, but it's definitely not going to be for everybody, and I understand that. All right, do I want to poison it again? Why not, right? Why not? Hit it right here in the butt. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's see if we can break off its tail. Oh my god, why can I not hit this god dang tail? I did this so many times, and I didn't have any problems hitting the tail until right now. There's also these explosive spikes, my favorite weapon in the game. If you don't care about blowing things up, then just blow it up with the spikes, because those things are awesome. There we go. Boom, baby. Let's go. So we got 4,196 XP. We just hit level 19. And you can see how easy it is to take down. Then you're just going to loot these things right here. We got the ammo drum. And then if you're playing on story mode, we'll go into this here in a second. Anything you don't break off will be available on the actual Thunderjaw here in a second. And I'll kind of go over that because I don't think a lot of people know about it, and it's super handy. But this is the disc launcher that it drops if you knock off the little bits on its back. And you hit this thing with it, and it does so much damage. It's ridiculous. Now, once you've killed it, you might be like, well, now what? Is it gone forever? No, 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 no. It's not. You're just going to sprint right back to the shelter that we, fast traveled to. Now, once at the fast travel location, we can just sit here and progress time. And I'm not exactly sure. I haven't tested any of the other, times, but I just push it forward, to morning every single time, which is 20 hours. And it works perfectly fine for me. There's no reason. It's not like it takes longer or shorter to do other times. So this works every single time. And then once we stand back up and we turn back to that Thunderjaw site, we should be able to see it walking around again. And there it is. And we just kind of rinse and repeat this process as many times as you want for XP and money. Well, shards. Now, if you go into your settings menu, this can come in handy anytime you need to farm stuff up, because if you're like me, I don't enjoy the farming process as much, at least not after I've done it for hours on end. And what you can do is you go into general, and then you can go down into the difficulty settings. And if you turn it to story difficulty, what happens is it makes the difficulty much lower. I think it's funner to fight this thing when you're cheesing it on a higher difficulty. But if you put it to story mode, even if you don't break off all of the items, then you'll get all of its rare items regardless, which is super nice. But we'll show you the power of these bad boys here real quick. And show you just how fast you can kill it if you decide to go this route. There we go. That popped off. We just need to make sure... Oh my god, I should make sure it doesn't kill us. These things do hit like trucks if you're not playing on story mode, so that's just something to keep in mind. You will get more XP and items, though, if you're able to kill it outside of story mode. Ooh, I thought that was coming for us. All right, so we'll pick up the disc launcher. And this disc launcher is what you'll want to use if you're not using story mode to just take it down super quick. But look how much damage that did. It's absurd. It's just not even fair, honestly, using its own disc launcher against it. Those laser beams are what I was talking about. They kind of jump into the air, and then those lasers that come down from it are what drop down and explode. It's kind of nuts. There they are, see? So if you're fighting this thing, just keep that in mind, because they're super deadly. Alright, and once you kill it, you can just loot it again. Now, the really expensive things are going to be these Thunderjaw tails. You're going to want to sell those, because each time you only maybe get 60 to 80 different shards, but you can sell all of the shards that or all of the other pieces for this for quite a bit more money. So you have two choices, really. If you want to get materials really fast, then play on story mode. If you want to get XP fast, then play on something other than story mode, and you'll get more XP and potentially more items too if you can reliably break everything off. But once you're done farming it up, you can just go to the Plain Song or really anywhere you want And then you can sell the different resources that we got off this. Now, the Thunderjaw tail here, we can get, 4 for 612, so let's sell that bad boy. We're going to sell 4 of them for 612, which isn't too bad. But then we have all the other items that we get from it, too, like the machine muscles and purge waters and all of those things, because you can only carry 50 at a time anyways, so if you're full up on these, then you're going to want to just sell them anyways. But that is essentially it. I really do hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.